Welcome back to DevMarcon, the first developer marketing summit from the Product Marketing Alliance. I hope you're enjoying the content so far. I want to thank you all for joining us and send out an extra special thank you to all our sponsors, partners, and participants who together have made this event possible. Their sessions are bursting with insights to help you level up. But remember, the learning doesn't stop here. If you haven't already, you can become a PMA member and benefit from unlimited access to all today's content, along with a whole host of other exclusive content and tools. Or simply upgrade to an Access All Areas pass to catch up with all session recordings on demand. And remember, have your questions at the ready. Simply post them in the comments section and get awesome advice from our experts. We've got another awesome session lined up for you now, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the talk.
Hi, my name is Yael Davidowitz-New, and I'm the Director of Product Marketing at Dextera. Today, I'll be talking to Jay Chang, who is a Product Marketing Manager at Google, focused on the product Flutter. Jay, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you found yourself in the field of product marketing?
Yeah, so as Yael said, I'm Jay. I work on the platform ecosystems developer marketing team at Google for Flutter. I came to product marketing by way of being an agency product manager for the first 8 years of my career, mostly focused on building products and marketing teams. I launched Ghostbusters and mobile VR for Sony's home entertainment team, a photo booth for Red Bull's international marketing team, a social event app for Pabst Blue Ribbon's field marketing team. As a partner director later in my career, I started realizing I spent less time managing developers and more time selling the value of the products we were building for our clients to really obviously earn more business, but also to help them show the impact of the products we were building to their stakeholders. In 2017, I got bit by the blockchain bug. I left the agency world for my first product marketing role at a large blockchain company who was in the midst of taking their open source developer platform, EOS, to market, having completed one of the largest token sales in history. Taking the title of product marketing actually happened by chance for me. I knew the CMO of the company who had wanted to hire me. I quickly realized that being a PMM, though, was a really natural fit for me in the way that my agency roles had evolved. After my first few years in the wild west of the crypto industry, I decided to leave for an amazing opportunity to join the Flutter team at Google. So Flutter is an open source UI toolkit for building native applications across mobile, web, desktop, and embedded devices from a single code base. It's a powerful alternative to native iOS, Android development, or cross-platform frameworks like React Native, Xamarin, or Cordova. It's actually one of the fastest growing UI frameworks with a fun, engaged global community of developers. One of my favorite parts of working in developer marketing, especially for an open source product, is the ability to connect and engage with your customers. We aren't like selling Flutter in the same way that a SaaS product would, like cloud. Our marketing feels more like evangelizing an amazing product opportunity to developers that will make their lives easier, help them make their apps better for their customers at no cost. Also, that's our mascot, Dash. More on her later, but she's the star of the show in a lot of our campaigns.
Thanks, Jay. That was great to hear about your background and also to meet Dash. Now, if you don't mind, could you share with us some common challenges that you face in, really marketing this developer-focused product, and your challenges being a developer marketer?
Totally. So the number one challenge with developer marketing I've found is that developers don't want to be marketed to. They certainly don't want a marketer to tell them why they should be using their product. So again, while we aren't selling to our customers in the same way a traditional product would, we still have to convince developers that spending time and investing team resources into Flutter is a good idea for the growth of their business. Some key benefits we lean into are performance. Flutter compiles natively to machine code on every device you target, so our performance is just as good, if better, than the native solution. Developer efficiency. With only one code base to manage, our development team can be more efficient share resources. ByteDance, the company behind TikTok, uses Flutter and said their team is 30% more efficient after switching from native to Flutter development. We also tentpole on our expressive flexibility of using Flutter. When compared to other cross-platform frameworks, Flutter empowers developers and designers to really create pixel-perfect designs across multiple screens, again, from a single code base. So kind of with that, in order to communicate that message, one of the biggest challenges we found in appealing to developers is figuring out how to convince them to try your product. I'm going to make some generalizations, but as a whole, I think devs are an audience that really want to experience your product more than just a typical free trial. They really want to get their hands dirty and find a really simple, frictionless way to see how the product works. They're engineers, of course, so by nature, they want to tinker and do. I believe with that, our role as developer marketers is to give them that opportunity to do. Show them the possibilities, and of course, make it fun while doing so. Everyone loves a little fun. We do that at Google with like code labs and open source demos and a Flutter tool we even made for developers called Dartpad. It's basically a web-based sandbox where you can land on a URL and start playing with code snippets to see how Flutter code works instantly. So in that sense, showing rather than telling is really the ideal way to make your marketing campaign more engaging to a developer audience. When I first started building communities in open source developer marketing, I kind of struggled to figure out how I could take this simple concept and show users how our framework was faster, more featured, fit for various use cases. You can create videos, one-sheets, case studies, landing pages, etc. Obviously, all great and necessary marketing tools. They kind of leave the developer one step away from actually putting their hands in their keyboard and giving your product a try.
Wow, that's really interesting. That's really tells us a lot about how you would reach, a developer audience without actually them realizing that you're marketing to them at all. And that's so awesome that you were able to really create fun for them and get them excited. And so tell me a little bit more, I guess, about how launching, this viral product demo really helps you to really achieve your objectives.
Yeah, so at Google, our marketing team's philosophy is know the user, know the magic, and connect the two. Product marketers especially, I think, need to be able to understand their audience, especially developer product marketers, know the capabilities, the technical capabilities of their product, and really find good ways to deliver that message. So for developers, again, I find the best way to connect the user with the magic is to give them something to really dig in to experience that magic. Show them the magic of how your product works, how it can solve their needs, what possibilities it opens up for them to build for their users. Creating product demos, highlighting features of your product you're focused on in your narrative is a great way to cross that barrier from marketing into something that users can really experience what your product has to offer. A demo is a low barrier to entry and honestly more fun way to see what Flutter has to offer. It can be more engaging than watching a video. It proves to the developer that with your product, it proves to your developer what's possible with your product, giving them like a real world example they can try. Marketing activities like a demo tend to help answer the what and why questions of adoption before a developer really starts to get into the how of execution. Documentation obviously picks up there, and really start to use the product in their own. To be honest, this isn't really a novel concept. DevRel and product marketers or product managers have always built demos to show the capabilities of their products. Our documentation is full of demos for basic functionalities that are practical and useful for developers learning Flutter. However, I believe that product marketers have a unique perspective to bring to building demos that can make them more engaging and help expand your narrative's reach. This year, I worked with our DevRel and PM teams to launch 2 demos that did just that. One, provide a best-in-class example of Flutter's capabilities. And 2, do so in a fun and engaging way that encourages developers to really share your message and become evangelists for your product. The extra attention you spend on making a demo and encouraging developers to tell their friends about your product will pay massive dividends. No one can really convince a developer to use your product or that it's worth their time better than another developer they trust. So for this year's Google I/O, two major themes of Flutter were the stability of Flutter's web support and telling a better together story of how Flutter really works well with a variety of Google products, like Google Cloud Services and Firebase. Together with our DevRel and product teams, obviously we gave presentations, we had workshops, we built code labs, where all these features were discussed in depth and really showed their impact to Flutter developers. But because I/O was virtual this year, we pushed for global inclusivity and ways we could bring the experience of I/O to developers around the world. Teams were all looking for ways for how attendees could really experience I/O from home. Without an in-person event in Mountain View, an I/O statue to go see, and friends around you to experience the event with, I/O really just may not have felt the same. All right, so let me show you how it works. This is the photo booth. Users were directed to photobooth.flutter.dev. You can go there and try it out yourself too. They click get started. Camera pops up. You can add your favorite developer mascots like our friend Dash or the dino from Chrome. You take your picture.
Wow, I love it. That's so fun.
Awesome. And then you can add props. Let's add the I/O from Google I/O. Let's add a pair of sunglasses. Who doesn't like sunglasses? Make it bigger, rotate them. Oh, that's a little crooked. Bang. Let's see the photo. Yes. And then after you get the photo, you can share it with the community, learn more about Flutter and Firebase, or dig right into the open source code. And there's a share button, takes you straight to Twitter. Let everyone know you're at Google I/O. So you can see this is a great way to like create a Flutter web experience that users can put their hands on, but also try and have some fun. So back to the presentation. It was a lighthearted way to bring Google I/O to attendees at home. Obviously, one of my favorite parts of being at any event, a wedding, a conference, a birthday party, is taking selfies. Who doesn't love a good selfie? Yeah.
Oh, wow. This looks really fun. I'm going to have to try it after this presentation. Wow, I love that. I love the selfie. I love taking selfies as well. That's so much fun. And it's great how you kind of were able to, you know, even this year when it was so hard, kind of bring a human and fun element to a virtual event. So yeah, I think that's awesome. But, you know, it always matters the ROI, the results. What kind of results did you see from this campaign?
Yeah, so obviously as marketers, we have to keep our eye on the end goal in any campaign we're executing. For Flutter, our primary, target goal is to increase awareness and obviously convert users to try Flutter. We track MAU, SDK downloads, and publish Flutter apps as some of our key metrics. Typically, developer marketing's responsibility in the funnel is to optimize for awareness, where DevRel and product pick up the conversion and retention side of the funnel. So yeah, as I said, marketing's goal really is to answer the what and sort of why questions on the largest stage to drive awareness to the product and what its capabilities are. So not only was this a great way to show developers Flutter's capabilities on web with features like camera integration and dynamically rendering social pages for sharing and Firebase hosting, for marketing, every user that took a picture and shared it helped expand our reach. Our key messages and narrative was shared wider and drove new users to a Flutter experience on the web. The week of I/O, thousands of developers took selfies with the developer mascots like Flutter's Dash, Android, Firebase's Sparky, and the Chrome Dino, sharing them on social, generating 30 million impressions of #IO photo booth on Twitter that week, obviously translating to a lot of eyeballs on Flutter's web performance in action. Not only that, feedback from developers was overwhelmingly positive. Not only because it was fun and they were taking selfies while at the event, but they were able to really dig into the code, see a stellar example of Flutter's web capabilities, use the project as reference for things that they were hoping to do in their own apps. One of my favorite comments is from Miguel, the founder of Xamarin, another cross-platform framework, where he was impressed by what Flutter's web support could do. Using your own product like dog fooding to meet your business goals on such a large stage while showing off its capabilities is really an effective means to tell your story and show developers the benefits of your product in an undeniable way.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. What about though for someone that's maybe a little bit less technical, who might not know how to create product demo?
Yeah, of course, as marketers, like making a demo isn't always at our disposal, and not everyone has the technical capabilities in-house to do so. But I don't think that means you can't find ways to leverage demos in your marketing campaigns. Two ways that we do at Google is hiring an agency, take some of that budget that you'd spend on making a video, buying ads, and allocate it to an agency or your DevRel team to assist in creating this demo. It may seem like the obvious answer, but step out of your comfort zone for a minute and try and build a demo instead of just doing another ad campaign. Additionally, you don't have to own the demo or build the entire thing yourself. I'm sure your product team is already building demos or samples in some way. Try to take an active role in the creation of those demos and suggest ways that your team, or suggest your team ways that you can make developers advocates of the demos and put a marketing spin on them for your product to really expand, for your product demo to really expand your narrative's reach. In our case, the exponential eyeballs on the product was well worth the additional stakeholder management, time, budget, all these things that you need to pull off something like a product demo. So in summary, I guess from my experience, the key to successful developer marketing is really to find ways to show your users the magic. Showing is so much more powerful than telling for a developer audience who's, again, often best convinced by experiencing what they can build with your product and seeing how it can impact their users. Next time your CMO tells you have X dollars to spend on a campaign, consider building an engaging experience for users to show the magic, empower them to be advocates of your product, and share your product message to their communities. Thanks. That's Dash again. More on her at flutter.dev/Dash. She is oftentimes the star of the show for our campaigns. Developers, again, love a little fun. Who doesn't love a cute bluebird mascot?